everybody, and welcome to the Psychic Hour. This is Katie Weaver. I'm here with my sister, co host, and partner in all things psychic, Kristi Brower. Hello.
Hello. Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
It's good. It's good. I got to go do some shopping all by myself today, which was kind of nice.
What?
I know. Shocker.
I
I
cannot
liked it.
think of the last time I've done that.
I bought this cute shirt. See, it's the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus.
Love it.
Yeah.
We got to get all geared up. Our big Halloween Town trip is next week.
I know. I'm getting all ready.
I had a zip up jacket and a couple of tunics show up in the mail today that I ordered to embroider. So now I got to decide,
What are you going to put on them?
what am I going to put on them? I mean, something's got to be Halloween Town, obviously. Then other things. I don't know. But I also really need to try on my costume and make sure I like it and stuff. Yeah.
Well, there's that. Yeah, I know. I need to put mine on all together, too.
We are actually
Really
all
has
wearing
fun.
costumes for the day that we go to Halloween Town. Yeah. Mars said, do other people wear costumes to Halloween Town, or are we just going to be the freaks? And I was like,
I
yeah,
think
everyone
people
does.
not
Sure.
dressed up will be the freaks. Come on. It's Halloween Town. Of course we dress up. Duh.
I have no idea what other people will do.
Not a clue.
But as for me and my house, we will serve Halloween Town. That's
Yes,
right.
we will. Yes, we will. Dang it.
That is correct. Well, we've been running. We've been working on this infused honey project. We took all of our honey harvest from last fall that I've just had squirreled away trying to decide what to do with it. Because it was about 1.5 gallons of honey. And that's a lot of honey. Well, it's not, but for us it is. And now we're ready to harvest again. So we have all this honey. So we had decided that we would do infused honeys. So we have been infusing honey now for weeks, and I worked on, we did these fancy labels, bottles, like this project has taken a lot of thought. And we finally finished them, labeled them, had them all done on Tuesday. And I threw them up on my Facebook page thinking I'd just show them off a little bit and then put them on Etsy and take them to our fairs. And we sold out of them in a day.
I think that's so funny.
So we went back to the drawing board yesterday and actually purchased honey from a guy down the road who has a seemingly endless supply. So it's still very local honey and very near my house. But anyhow, and put up a whole bunch more so that by next week I'll be able to keep filling the orders that I have. But I wanted to show you guys what the honey looks like. So what we did is on one side of the bottle, we have a magical label. And then on the other side of the bottle, we have, a descriptive label.
They're so cute.
Yeah. So this is for the lavender honey. Oh, what? There it is. I'm out of order. There's the magical side of the lavender honey. It's called the Woodland Fairy Draught of Joy and Happiness.
Perfect.
Now, who wouldn't want to put that in their tea? Really?
I mean, I tasted it and it's excellent.
It is excellent. Here is the chai honey. Oh, you guys.
It's the best one. It's so
really
good.
It is unbelievable. And then here's the magical side. It's the spice of eternal life.
Of course.
And it actually is, like, for reals. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is the rose honey. These are with the roses that I gathered over the summer up in our local mountains. And then here's the magical side. It is the elixir of enchanted love.
Ooh.
I do love the rose. So a couple weeks ago,
really nice.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago I made a spice cake and then iced it with Cool Whip. Not that fancy, but then we drizzled it with the chai honey. My God, it was decadent. But I was thinking, what about
there you can. Yeah, they're both up.
Way up. But what about making a white cake and ice it with whipped cream and then drizzle it with the rose honey
Ooh, that would be good. Or the lavender.
or the lavender would be amazing. Yeah. And then the hot honey, that's a big deal right now, hot honey. And it's so good,
It
like
is good.
on meat of any kind.
Hmm.
And the label for it is essence of chupacabra.
I like that. That's cute. I love the label.
I know, isn't he cute? I
Hmm.
That's an AI generated chupacabra.
That's funny.
Our little Luca goes crazy when you first get in bed at night and has a big rowdy playtime. And I always say that he
Hmm.
turns into a chupacabra. So
Hmm.
this turned into the hot honey. And then the
There you
last
go.
one is, I'm kind of out of order. This is the vanilla bean. It's the good luck serum.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, thrilled with the way they turned out, and it's just
They're
so
so cute.
fun. Yeah, thank you. So fun the way they sold out so fast. So anyway, I'll have more in a hot minute, but
Kev wants to know where he could purchase them.
just from me. Just message me on Facebook.
There you go.
Someday I will have them on Facebook or on Etsy, but as long as I'm selling them out this quick, maybe I won't. I don't know. I shipped a ton of them out today. But yeah, you can just message me on Facebook. So they're $8 a bottle, and then whatever it costs to ship them, which thus far, to ship 2 bottles to the East Coast was about $8. To ship 5 bottles anywhere else was about $8. So think about shipping around $8.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Anyway, so that's what
Mm,
I've been working on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kev wants chai and rose.
Yeah, you do.
You do. Hmm.
Awesome. Oh, Cranky said I would eat it straight from a spoon. Oh, yeah. Why not?
Hmm.
Well, for me, I love honey in the winter if I've got a little dry cough. Gotta have it. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I love it in my tea. I actually love honey in coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee with cream and honey is really good.
Really good. Yeah. Honey on ice cream. Mm,
Super good.
yeah. Because what you need on your ice cream is more sugar. Because
I mean, it doesn't take very much.
the rose is beautiful for spell casting. That's a great idea. It is
Hmm.
lovely. The rose is really magical. It's got to be my second favorite after the chai for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, and we haven't harvested our bees. Our From our bees, we have one hive that has struggled a little bit. So we think we're not going to take anything from them. Just leave them alone
Hmm.
and hope we can get them to overwinter. But our other
Hmm.
hive's gone bonkers, so we should get some really good honey from them. It's about time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what's up in my world. Just
Nice.
just bee stuff. Yeah. Oh, and a good face mask too. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Not at my house. You'd have to be running from dogs.
Hmm. They'd all have you pinned down. Oh yeah, Jr. The honey drizzled over ice cream is really good.
hmm It's
Yes,
also
yes.
good in iced tea, surprisingly. Like
Oh yeah.
you kind of get like at Dutch Bros, they do the honey drizzle. So they drizzle the inside of the cup and then they put your
Hmm.
stuff in and then you have this honey. Oh,
That
Lordy,
is good.
delicious. How are you able to ship liquid products? It's a small enough amount in those bottles that they're safe to ship, allowed to ship. Yeah. Yeah, honey sandwich. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. I like peanut
No.
butter and honey.
No, JR, I still need to. I watched Halloween Town 1. I still need to watch the rest of them before we go.
I gotta watch any of them before we go.
Yeah, you do. By
Yeah,
God.
it's on my list.
Yeah, it's going
I
to
mean,
be
we're going
good.
to the Goonies house too, so I probably need to watch Goonies too.
Yeah, we're going to the Goonies house. We're going to go to some of the Twilight houses.
Bella Swan's house.
Oh, dear God. Do we have to watch Twilight? Probably have to watch Twilight.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe just number 1, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
I ordered Mike a really nice Twilight T-shirt to wear.
Oh, that's a good
This
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because his Halloween costumes are like Darth Vader mask or Scream mask, and I'm like, he's
Yeah.
not going to wear that all day. So,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. No, he'd be so unhappy. Probably just
he
not
would,
wear it. But
right. So that's why I was like, perfect t shirt. Yep.
well, and he's really going on this trip because of the Twilight angle, so
Oh, yeah.
it makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah,
he loves Halloween. He will love all of the Halloween stuff.
it's true.
He's a big Halloween fan.
Yeah. And we bought the big ticket so that we can do all the things. Yeah,
We're going to be there from dawn to dusk, man.
that's right. We're partying it up. I hope there's some benches occasionally.
I'm sure.
Actually, I think a lot of what you do is on like buses and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
it'll be
Like a
fine. Yeah.
boats,
Well,
even
as
maybe.
yeah, as always, the big question that we ask on this show is, what did you have for dinner?
We ordered Pizza Pie Cafe, and I didn't know
Interesting.
that I could order their pasta.
I didn't either.
They have the best pasta. They make really nice pasta sauces,
Mm-hmm.
and they have my very favorite pasta there, which is a roasted red pepper sauce and a spicy sausage, sort of Alfredo type sauce, and then you get it
Mm-hmm.
together. Ooh, it was really good.
Nice.
So
Yum.
that's what I had.
I
I
love
like
that.
ordering like that because it is two, 3 meals for me to
Mm-hmm.
order like that. I can't eat very much at a time these days, so
I didn't
it
know you
works
could
out
order it
great.
that way either. This is
I
actually a
just checked
pizza.
today and went, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
why have we not been doing this?
they're actually a pizza and pasta buffet
Hmm.
restaurant, and they are fantastic. But I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, they're on DoorDash.
That's good to know because I won't go to the one in Rexburg at all because it is a college hangout and it is impossible and not a fun experience to go to at all.
Well, and it's in the cursed building too.
Yes, yeah, not a fan. Uh, we haven't had dinner yet. We have a bunch of tomatoes that came out of the greenhouse that needed to be used today. So I have them on the stove simmering with a bunch of garlic and salt and pepper and olive oil. And I think I'm just going to give them a little bit of a whir with the immersion blender
Hmm.
and make some kind of like chicken cacciatore, something like that.
Mm,
That's what I'm
nice.
thinking. We'll see. But maybe while I'm on the show, Scott will have a different plan and do something totally different with it. I have no idea, which would be completely fine and very accepted. So
In case you're listening, Mr. Weaver, feel free.
he's embroidering a jacket, but
Oh,
got a lot of
gotcha.
embroidery projects this week. Yeah. Okay. Renee got a deli dinner fried chicken. That is one of my favorite things to do. When we buy groceries, a lot of times I'll buy one of those just so that there's nothing else you have to do besides put away your groceries, you know?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice when you gotta do the
Yeah.
grocery thing.
With potato salad and coleslaw. Oh, let's see. Sherry had mac and cheese surprise, which is cut up hot dogs under the mac. Mars loves that. We don't usually buy mac and cheese, but we had my nephew house sat for us last weekend, and so we bought mac and cheese for him, and he didn't eat any of it. So we've had several boxes here. So Mars, like 3 times this week, has made mac and cheese with hot dogs. Yeah,
That's fun.
yeah,
Our dad used to make that too.
yeah, yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's not terrible. But of course, our dad also liked to eat raspberry jam on garlic bread.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful with any
And
of his meal recommendations.
he loved homemade pizza. But his version of homemade pizza was browned hamburger and onions. That was the meat and the toppings.
Yeah.
Even better if it was like deer meat or elk meat.
Mm, not deer. Not
Mm.
deer. Elk I could do.
Gosh,
Deer, no.
gosh, Dad, why? Why?
If you didn't
Frankie,
grow up, in the frontier like us, you may not have eaten every animal you can think of that lives in the wilderness, but we have.
mm,
Yeah.
yes, we have. Luckily, our mom was really discerning about this kind of stuff. There
Yeah.
was plenty of things that she wouldn't eat or cook. And so,
Deer steaks that were about this big around, and they were just hard as fucking hockey pucks, man.
oh, awful. Awful.
Deer have no fat.
Hmm.
So that is the toughest meat I've ever eaten in my whole life.
Or fish. Our dad loved to fish, and he'd
Oh
come
yeah.
home with fish a lot, and she
Hmm.
wouldn't clean them. He was in charge. He had to clean them or fillet them or,
Do the whole
prepare them
thing.
however. She'd cook them. That was fine, and she'd eat them
Hmm.
if they weren't too fishy. But
Hmm.
she wouldn't have anything to do with the processing of the fish. So he was,
No.
well, when we were little, all the men would go out, and some of the women, shouldn't say all, just the men, but they'd all go out and hunt together. And so they'd come home with a pile of deer or elk or whatever they were hunting, and then they'd
Antelope.
antelope.
Oh.
Then they'd set up these long tables with stations and start cutting the animals up and hauling in all of these bowls full of meat, and then everyone had a station, and you were either grinding hamburger or you were cutting it into smaller steaks or you were making stew meat or whatever and packaging it, and it was just like a big family event, and you just processed everybody's meat, and that's how they did it.
Yep.
And our mom, man, did she hate that a lot, a
Oh,
lot.
she did.
They finally, over the years, finally just found a butcher and
Yeah.
quit doing it
Way
that
more
way.
pleasant.
Who wants to do
Nobody
that?
wants to witness that whole thing and then have to help. We used to help. We used to have to wrap. We would
Hmm.
wrap in the white paper
Hmm.
and like mark what it was.
Hmm. It's not fun. Well,
No, no, it is not.
it's the actual worst, actually.
Mhm.
Cranky had cheeseburgers, possum cheeseburgers, or like what?
Squirrel burger.
Tomato salad and carrots. Amy said it's a Taco Bell. It's a study night for her, so no cooking for her, and the kids always want Taco Bell. I know. I occasionally want Taco Bell, and I don't know why, because Taco
Oof.
Bell's the actual worst. It is
I'm
the
gonna
same
say
seven
something gross,
ingredients. Hmm.
but is it because you were constipated? I cannot eat there.
Mm,
Cannot.
yeah,
There
Taco
was
Bell
a
is a
time when
real.
I could in my
It's
younger
a problem.
years,
Hmm.
but as a middle-aged lady, no. Mm-mm.
I don't know why sometimes it sounds good to me, but it does. I'm always, then Scott's always surprised, like, really? We could go anywhere. Do you really want to go to Taco Bell?
Are you
Let's
sure?
see. Oh no. Jane said the raccoons in the park had pizza. She was jealous. She had a
Ooh.
tuna melt on gluten-free bread.
Oh, that's funny.
And those bastards are running around with pizza. JR had chicken nuggets and fries. So did Victoria. You guys are
Ooh,
chicken
chicken
nugget
nugget.
twins.
My
Yeah, Jack.
son is made of about 50% chicken nugget. That's
Yeah,
almost
he is.
all he eats.
Hmm.
So I buy 10-pound boxes of them from this fancy meat store because it's the cheapest way to get them. Because what do you do, man? He's 27. Whatever.
The fancy meat store. I love it.
But hey, they sell 10-pound boxes of chicken nuggets for like $24.
Hmm.
It's a good deal.
It's because it's mostly not meat, probably. Who knows?
No, they're like the Tyson brand. They're the good brand that
Wow.
we usually buy. Because some of them are like very questionable, or when you cook them in the air fryer, they smell like plastic.
Mm,
We don't buy
yeah.
those. We only buy the Tyson ones because they appear to be actual chicken.
Uh huh. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well, the fancy meat store is a pretty magical place. Oh, let's see. Jacqueline had razor clam chowder, and she's got a canner of applesauce on the stove.
Nice. Ooh, I love making my own applesauce.
Donna had
Good stuff.
Subway. Oh, Donna, I seriously considered Subway. We were out just a bit ago, and I thought, hmm, I can always have Subway.
Mhm.
Always. Christy had a toasted bagel with olive oil and dipping spices. Yum.
Mhm.
Cranky said, my mom grew up on wild food and refused to make it or eat it as an adult. No, I get it. I so get it.
None of us
Hey,
do. None
Marina.
of us do.
Hey, Lynn. Oh, Christy helped with hog killing and processing. Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we also helped with chickens. Not fun.
Hmm. Oh, Marina had a cheese and mushroom pizza. So, Her and the raccoons. That's what they got for dinner.
Oh, well, there you go.
Right, the 7-layer burritos at Taco Bell. My kids, it's all they just wanted like 2 or 3 of those, and that was a meal for them. So
Well, and that was like every ingredient in the entire restaurant in one burrito. That's
yep. They're like, we'll just put everything in here in this. Yeah. Jacqueline said venison is good, oh so good when handled properly. See, and I think that's the key.
see, I think elk is. I like
Uh-huh.
elk. I could do elk anytime.
Mm-hmm.
But deer is real gamey and tough. And antelope tastes like sagebrush here. So, but antelope and deer jerky, excellent. Excellente.
Yeah.
My dad finally wised up and started making the deer and the antelope and mostly into jerky. He still made some of those hockey puck steaks for himself that no one else could even chew.
No one wanted them. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. JR said everyone says that about Taco Bell and White Castle. We don't have White Castle around here.
No, we don't.
Kristi said, yep, in the hollers of Virginia at Thanksgiving. I was a young teenager and no choice in the matter. Yep. Oh, Jane said camel is delicious as a burger. Really?
Interesting. I've
Around
never had camel.
here, you can sometimes get a bison burger, depending on where you go. Oh, Cranky said, yeah, buffalo is good as a burger. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get buffalo all around here. I don't like to eat buffalo because I love them. They're so cute.
I don't know about where you guys live, but in Idaho, you can only shoot a moose one time in your life. And so our dad you kind of wait until you're like, this is my year. And you might put in for a moose for a long time before you actually draw one, unless you can get it on a special hunt and maybe get one another time. But typically, that's kind of been the rule of thumb, is you get one in your lifetime. And so our dad, he really waited. He waited until he was in his 50s and finally put in and drew an elk in a really, or a moose, in a really choice area. And he shot like a Boone and Crockett moose.
Huge he did. Moose. I rode around with him while he drove it around on a
flatbed trailer.
Trailer, showing it off. I don't know, guys. I don't get it, but yeah.
Oh, but his friends were thrilled. Everywhere he went, people were just freaking out because it's that
just walk in somewhere. You guys got to come see my moose, and they would all. Yes, that is a law in Idaho. Idaho is very protective of its wildlife in general here. Yeah.
And so Scott inherited the moose mount. He had it done as a European mount, so it hangs above Scott's desk. Because it was in a different part of our house where I about put a hole in my skull with it a few times, standing up from the couch and hitting your head on the antlers and nearly killing yourself. So we had to put it in a place where it didn't kill everyone. But anyway, he had the meat processed. It was fantastic. Moose meat is amazing. And
moose is good.
The deep freeze he had that meat in died, and nearly all of his moose went to waste.
Yeah, we didn't get to eat very much of it.
Heartbreaking. It was awful. Yeah, we would have eaten moose probably, Jane, for a good year, but no, because the freezer died. Doesn't that suck? Yeah.
Yeah, I felt so bad. He was so upset.
Yeah, it was. He was very upset. Yeah. Amy said she makes spice and chili all the time. The meat is much better. You know what? There is a yak farm about 5 miles from us, and that's gotten to be really popular around here. You see yak in restaurants. It's got to all be coming from that same farm, but yak in the grocery stores and stuff. I have not tried it. I don't know what yak is like, but I
can't bring myself to do it because
I know.
We met the yaks at the Garden of 1,000 Buddhas, and they were the cutest thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. I don't really want to eat them.
They were so special. Yeah.
Well, and Amy, somebody said that deer is good as sausage too, and it is. Oh, Cranky said that. Deer, if it's spiced, if it's seasoned, it's much better. So in the jerky or in sausage, it was awesome.
Yeah. Sounds like the moose gave your pops the old middle hoof, right?
Kinda, yeah. Although that was a big old moose, man. Those antlers, they have a bullet embedded in one side.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That weren't
it
from
had,
him.
that wasn't from him. Like it had been shot in the antler before our dad got to it.
Hmm. Wild. Wild. Some
Yeah.
of our cousins hunt, like the women hunt along with the men. Our mom just couldn't do it, and nor could we. So
Our sister
we
Kara tried. She went one year.
one year it was so sad. It was so awful to watch a deer die that she never did it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Sherry said she's a no. She doesn't really like red meat, but yes to pork. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
So we don't really eat pork because of our pigs. It seems disrespectful. We eat some bacon and occasionally some ham around here, but that's pretty much it because
But we
yeah.
grew up on tons of pork because our grandparents were actually pig farmers.
Yeah. We lived on a pig
So,
farm when we were little. Yep.
hmm
Yep. There are lots of places we weren't allowed to go because our grandma was afraid that the pigs would eat us.
and they would. I fell into a pen one
Apparently.
time when I was 5. And if my grandpa hadn't pulled me out, they would have trampled me to death. They were
Hmm.
running in circles over top of me.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
dressed in pink head to toe. It was my first day of kindergarten or first
I
grade.
think so. Kindergarten. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in deep shit because I ruined my entire outfit. My mom was
Literally.
not impressed.
Literally, she was in deep
That
shit.
outfit went to shit. Yeah, it did. I fell off a catwalk thing that we weren't really supposed to be walking on because we were always doing shit like that on the pig farm and fell right in. And those pigs were trampling the crap out of me. And my grandpa grabbed me by the back of my shirt and yanked me out of there.
Hmm. We would sneak around the farm and do things we weren't supposed to, and with our cousin, and we would stand guard. So one person would have to stand guard, and if Grandma was coming, the code word was tweet tweet, tweet tweet. Then we'd all
Super
get the hell
subtle.
out
You
of
can
there.
imagine that we got away with that all the time.
Hmm.
You know, that's such a weird thing. My grandpa saved my life twice as a kid.
Yeah.
And he was not a good person for
No.
a lot of other reasons. But
Yeah.
that happened. And then another time I was working up in the timber because he was also a logger and I used to go up in the summers and help.
Hmm.
And when he went to fell a tree, sometimes they turn and this tree turned and was coming right at me. And so he just jumped on top of me and pinned me down and that tree fell on the backs of his legs.
Hmm.
It didn't hurt him, but it would have busted me up good because I was only
Hmm.
11, 12. I was little.
Hmm. Well, we had no business working in the timber. We weren't
No, not
strong
at all.
enough.
I have crooked middle fingers. I have crooked middle fingers because I have RA, but they
Hmm.
started out, they've been crooked for most of my life. They're just getting
Oh,
more
come
crooked
on. Those are
from
just
breaking them.
overuse injuries, and you know it.
Well, okay, they are overuse injuries, yes, but they're also from getting my fingers broken working in the timber.
Yeah. Yeah. We had no business working in timber. Also,
Yeah.
hated it so much.
Oh, it was hard and so hot.
You'd get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. No. Hard no. Oh, Amy said my cousins and I did that all the time. Oh, go out in the woods on our land where we weren't supposed to. But one of us would always end up with poison ivy. Guess where the only
Oh,
poison ivy was? Yep. Uh-huh.
busted.
He says it doesn't surprise him at all that they're not straight.
Okay,
I
you
mean,
got me
what
there,
about
Keith.
you
I
is? Really?
totally stepped into that one.
I love it. Our plan tonight was just some banter and some readings and some support. So, what I would like to do is just throw it out there that if there's anything you could use some support with tonight, that you just throw it into the chat so that we can discuss it briefly to just give you guys an opportunity and us to just support you. So, if there's
Mhm.
anything you're working on that's in your heart that's important to you right now, throw it out there.
Yes,
Well,
please.
thanks, Jane. She said, we both turned out great with amazing work ethics. Well,
Well,
blame
we
it
got
on the
worked hard as
timber.
kids, so that's probably why.
We did work
Mhm.
hardest.
I will tell you though, we both became city girls. We do not live. Well, I mean, you lived outside the country, sort of, but outside
We
town.
have
But you're
we've dabbled upon the hobby farming, but that's about it.
yeah.
Yes, Heath.
Yes.
Okay, so Heath's niece is she's the same age as my kids, and she needs a kidney. and she is on the transplant list and climbing it. And so he said, we are hoping, praying, and wishing for a kidney for Shauna, as are we. And so we're going to ask
Yes.
everybody here in the chat, or if you're
Mhm.
listening to this show later, to join us in really envisioning Miss Shauna getting the call and
Mhm.
heading to Utah to receive her new kidney and be able to get off of
Yes.
dialysis. Yep.
Absolutely.
We're here
It's
for it,
gonna
Heath.
happen.
It's
It's gonna
coming.
happen.
Yep.
It is. It feels really good to me. I saw your post on Facebook today, and I was like, "Yeah, this is coming. It's coming right up."
I was thinking
It's
that
so
too. I
exciting.
thought it won't be long. And I'm going to hop on Facebook one morning and see, my God, today's the day. It's happening. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
so
coming.
exciting.
Well, we are all here to support that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep. Kev said, I want to share that I haven't felt as light as I do since leaving the office. The catering is holding nicely. The yoga certification courses are coming along. That's awesome.
yay! I'm so
Okay.
happy to hear that.
Yeah. So Kev recently left a job that was had him in a stranglehold and is now doing lighter things. So wonderful. I love hearing that.
Yeah,
Especially the yoga certification. Fantastic.
yeah, that's wonderful.
Victoria is trying to figure out some things in therapy that she could use some support with. I think we can all
All
throw some
right,
support behind that.
most
Absolutely.
definitely, and good for you for working on it. That's
Hmm.
you've done at least half the job just by identifying the problem and making a goal to work on it. It's amazing how much just the mindset of I'm going to work on this makes you work on it. Like it's good.
Yeah. Yep. I love it. Lynn said, I have been out of sorts the last 2 weeks. I have a dog who is at loose ends after being assaulted by his vet. Oh, dear God.
Oh,
And my household is just verklempt. Uh, with would love some support, help, whatever you got. Oh, then I'm so sorry.
absolutely.
Um, Actually, I'll do some work with your dog. What's your dog's name? And I'll do some work with your dog
Yeah.
to see if we can help ground that out and help with that trauma.
Yeah, well, and he just needs to know he's safe and he won't have to go back to that situation again. We've seen
Yeah.
that with animals before. I had a German Shepherd that he just really, really loved to bite porcupines. And one
Hmm.
time our vet got really rough with him and he bit the vet. And I
Hmm.
was so mad at the vet because it was his fault.
Hmm.
He caused it. He spun Pugsley way up and scared him. And then Pugsley freaked out and bit him and he had quills in his face. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I never went back to that vet. I was so mad. Mm,
Hmm. Yep. Wow. She said this ended a 30-year relationship with our longstanding vet. Oh my
wow.
goodness. Yeah, that's not cool. Okay, Lynn, I'm going to do a little work for Jasper, and we'll do readings too. We're just doing support here, but I wanted to tune in on that with him. Yeah. All right. So I'm just showing him that he's not going back and that you know what happened because he felt a lot of anger around it. And I wanted to make sure he knows that anger is not towards him. Yep. I'm just showing him with you standing in front of him, you know, protecting him. And I'm just going to try and ground some of that trauma out of him. Poor Jasper, my goodness.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Okay, well, we will all hold some space for the vet. Yeah, the vet's inappropriate anger. Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. Amy said, you have all been so much support for me this past year and a half. I wouldn't be where I am without you two and everyone in this group. Well, our honor. And Amy, you contribute a lot. You are very appreciated.
you are so
Glad you're
much.
here. Smiling said, I would love some help or ideas to get my sweet autistic son to sleep. Ah, interesting. How old is he?
Do you have a big piece of obsidian you could put under his bed? That
That's a good
helps
one.
a lot. And
Mhm.
sometimes you can buy fairly large pieces of it that are not cut or polished or anything. but a piece of obsidian under his bed, a good sized one, would help. I don't know, even can't even tell you how many kids that we've helped with obsidian before,
Mhm.
because it keeps
Mhm.
them grounded and in their bodies at night, and they sleep better.
Yep. Absolutely. And if you haven't, or if depending on how what his sensory will allow, a lot of times a weighted blanket helps. But you've probably already tried that.
Hmm.
Bianca, I've been having trouble connecting with my spiritual self and guides. I know it's partially my fault for neglecting my meditations, but I also feel abandoned. Oh.
You know, Bianca, I have been seeing this in people quite a bit lately. We're getting a Our crown chakras are getting gunked up and stuck, and then you start to feel disconnected. And I have worked on this issue and solved that connection problem several times lately. um, there's just there's something in the energy right now that is getting stuck in our crowns that needs to be released. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know how to get rid of it. So I'm going to do that for you really quickly. I'm just going to clear that plug out of the top of your head, um, to open that center back up, because for some reason something's going around that's clogging us up. So I'm just going to do that for you really quickly.
So Smiling says, oh yeah, so he's 5 and he only sleeps 2 to 4 hours a night, but it has to be in her bed.
Uh,
So, and I know a lot of times these guys kind of have to be touching you or really close to you, but it is because he's grounding to you from an energetic place. But if anybody else has had some experience with this and wants to share, I think that would be really helpful. Yeah, that's a really hard one, and I'm sure you could use more sleep yourself.
there we go, Bianca. I opened that up, but it is something just to consider, that sometimes something's getting clogged in your crown that is closing that center off, and then you're not feeling your guides. You're not abandoned at all. They're there. It's just that you're having trouble getting through. Uh, let's see. Smiling. The other thing, look up a grounding sheet. So grounding sheets are it's a sheet that you plug it into the third prong, just like the grounding hole of an outlet in your house, and then you put it at the foot of your bed, and your feet go on top of it at night. And they have a bunch of different products. The grounding sheet people do
Hmm.
for like, they make one that goes on your desk, so that when you put your hands on your desk, like if you're just sitting at your desk with your elbows, even when you're typing, it's grounding you by using the ground wire through your house. That's something else I would suggest you might try. And it just
It's a good
goes
idea.
on the over top of the other sheet at the end of the bed, and so you don't have to be under it. All you do is your feet just touch it. You might have to put it up a little bit higher for him because he's small, but I'm wondering if that might help too. Because yeah, he's grounding to you, so giving
Hmm.
him things to ground to
Hmm.
would be super helpful.
Yeah. Let's see. Marina said, support with my lower back and pelvic pain. I'm in pain all day. I started physical therapy. Next week, they will start focusing on the pelvis. Okay.
Okay, I want to say something to you. Now, I'm going to tell you my story. It doesn't mean it's the same as you, but something happened with my back pain that my back doctors had not considered. So I have a problem. I have a shifted vertebrae at L5S1. I have like the little pars bones that are supposed to connect each vertebrae to the next one. I have a birth
Hmm.
defect right there, and those bones do not exist. So that has shifted, which does cause me some back pain. But I was having terrible back pain. I had been to a surgeon. I was even considering a spinal cord stimulator. Then I went to the gynecologist, and I had early stage uterine cancer. Now, I'm not saying you have cancer at all, but what I am saying is that my uterus, because of I had some fibroids and my uterus was too big. It had grown because of the cancer, and it was putting pressure on the nerves in my back. And when I had my hysterectomy, my back pain cut in half. So just make sure you're getting the gynecological checkout as well. When I told my back doctor that, she was stunned. She's like, I never even considered that it could be something like fibroids or so, because it's in the same place in your body. And you have doctors that are all, specialists in different things, and they don't think about it. But it made, I mean, I still have back pain, but not, I'm not doing surgery. I'm not doing a spinal cord stimulator. I don't need those things.
Mhm.
And it was because the hysterectomy took the pressure off. So if you're having any other like gynecological issues, make sure to get those checked out because it could actually
Mhm.
be contributing.
Yeah. Well,
And
fibroids for
I'm
sure.
not
Yeah.
in any way saying that you have cancer or anything like
No,
that. It's just um, make sure that it's not being caused by something that might seem unrelated.
for sure. That's really good advice and good to remember. Yeah, but we will
I
all
know,
hold space with you, Marina, that you get some relief soon. I know that
definitely.
you've just been really, really suffering. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Smiling looked up a grounding mat. Wondered if that would work instead of a sheet. For sure.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of the other things that they sell are the mats. I was trying to remember the name of their products, and all I could think of was the grounding sheet, but they have several things, but those they
Mhm.
work. I
Mhm.
have used them before. I think they absolutely work.
Mhm.
And it plugs in anywhere in your house just to the third plug because that's the ground.
Mhm.
And there's no way, they're not electrical. They're not going to hurt you. They're just grounded to the earth.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
cool stuff.
It is really cool stuff. Okay. JR said, I think, yeah, we're on JR.
Mhm.
JR said, I'm still on a weight loss journey and I'm sorting out all my issues that are preventing me from getting back into college. I need some reassurance that I'll reach both goals soon. Okay. I do feel like you are going to reach both goals. I think we can all gladly throw our support behind you on both of those topics, JR.
Well, and you've already made so much progress, JR.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any doubt at all that you're going to do this. You have made
Mm-hmm.
a ton of progress already. And so be sure that you're giving yourself credit for the fact that you have already come a long ways.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like make sure that you don't overwhelm yourself by trying to complete both goals at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to finish one. Maybe you finish the weight loss journey, whatever you're doing there, or at least get to a point you're comfortable with before school. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it feels to me that it's overwhelming to you when it's both things. So however you can separate it just a little bit, I feel like will be good. But I absolutely know that you will.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen so much growth in you in the time that we've talked to you here on the show, and I think there's no doubt.
Agreed. Agreed. You have really put in the hard work. You're getting there. Yeah. Renee said I'm getting more hours from work to help with bills. I need more coming in. So more days of work, please, and thank you. She worked today. Normally she has today off, even though today is her birthday. What?
Happy birthday, Renee!
Happy birthday, Renee. You are such a doll. Well, I hope that it was a bearable day at work since it was your birthday. But I think we can
Yeah.
all join in wishing you happy birthday, but also holding space for more work hours to help get you upright here. Yeah.
Mhm. I do feel like that's coming your way. Your energy feels very open. You're open to receiving, and sometimes that's the thing that we really have to do in order to be. We have to have our energy open to allow things to come in, and you are
Hmm.
open. And so I do feel like that it's just going to continue to grow.
Uh huh. Yep. Okay. Crystal said, I'm trying to release past partners. I've done cord cutting with Archangel Michael, but I still don't feel cleared.
Okay.
Take it away.
Crystal, I do feel like it's because there are cords can be in both directions. And so not only do we need to clear our own cords, we need to clear the other person's cords as well. I will do it for you if you will give me just first initials of who you want your cords cleared from. And let's see if we can get you in a better space. But I think sometimes we forget that we can be double corded with someone, to them and from them.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm dealing with a troll.
Oh,
Okay, there we go. Okay, backing it up. Jacqueline said, I'd appreciate support in changing my eating habits and dropping weight.
There you go.
Okay. Well, I know we can all support that. However, I know that you garden and cook practically everything from scratch, and you do a good job taking care of yourself. Uh, so you're one step ahead of the pack, I think, in a lot of ways that way. So good on you. But absolutely, we will all join you in holding space for that.
Mm-hmm.
I like the support show. I like it when everybody can
Mm-hmm.
just throw some stuff out there that's in their heart, and we can all throw
Right?
our support and our weight behind it. Yeah. Amy said her son doesn't sleep well. She's done melatonin chewables when she can tell he's really tired but won't sleep. She also rubs lavender oil on his feet after bath time to help as well.
Try the
All good
grounding mats
ideas.
and sheets. Try a big obsidian if you can get a piece.
Mm-hmm.
We always talk about obsidian like it's just so easy to come by, and that's because we live in a really volcanic place where you could literally like just drive up a road and pick it up off the side of the road.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
not the same for everyone I know, but if you can get a decent sized piece and put under his bed
Mm-hmm.
and put it out in the moonlight once a month to clear it,
Yeah.
but it will help.
Yeah. It makes a big difference. Yeah. Amy said she's been going to a pain management doctor who specializes in MMO, which is a muscle manipulation.
Hmm.
And it's helped a ton with rib pain and back pain. It loosens up the muscles to allow the bones to sit correctly.
Ooh,
Nice.
I like that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Psalm said, my sister had endometriosis and a hysterectomy, but still experiences pain. She had to go to a chiropractor that did AMIT because that all but one muscle was inactive. The AMIT reactivated her muscles. Interesting.
Wow, that is interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that's better for her now. Jane said, I have L5 to S1 24/7 pain since 2016 after a bad epidural. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
She said, interesting, Kristi. I had hip pain after all kinds of spine doctors discovered. Oh, anyway, they discovered fibroid and a labral tear causing the pain.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's very interesting, and that's exactly where mine's at, Jane. So I'm with you. And it's eventually might have to have a fusion because it's the only solution. But definitely make sure you're not having any gynecological issues because it's all at that same level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Psalm also said, I'm trying to narrow down two choices to go back to school for. Any idea which direction would be best? Uh, yeah, give us the options. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah.
Sherry said, I don't know if I speak up or stay quiet at my job. I feel run over sometimes, but I also want to be straightforward, but I haven't figured it out. And then she said, I was blunt on Monday, then felt a little bad for saying what needed to be said. Sherry, my gut feeling is that you really have to sometimes. And it's that
Mhm.
empath in you that then feels bad, for being blunt, but it feels to me like there's a lot of dancing around the truth around there and people that really take advantage of that. And so
Mhm. I
I
think
think you
also,
have
Sherry,
to.
it's important that you speak up a little bit more all the time because I feel like you sort of build and build and build, and then you can kind of blow, even if it's internally, because you're so frustrated. So, speaking up about little things a little more often, I do feel like would help so
Mhm,
that you don't get to that place of just being so done.
mhm. Yeah. But yeah, and it is a balance, I'm sure. But yeah, you're just gonna have to speak up some. You're gonna have to be that guy. So Marina actually started with her gynecologist who sent her
Good.
to the rehab doctor. So good. They're on track. Good.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Marina, the other thing I had to do was pelvic floor physical therapy.
Hmm.
And that's pretty much what you might think it is. It's internal physical
Hmm.
therapy. It was slightly uncomfortable, but I actually had it before my hysterectomy. It made my hysterectomy recovery better and really
Hmm.
helped with my back pain. So when you've got pelvic floor pain, it might be that you actually need that very specialized kind of
Hmm.
physical therapy.
Yeah.
And it works. It
Yes, it
really
does.
does.
Well, I've been surprised at how many people I know who have gone through that and done that and what a difference it made for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It A lot of women need it, actually.
Yeah. Yes. Jane said my pain and anxiety is off the charts. Met with landlord's realtor, listed car for sale, internet connection has been iffy, and not sleeping well. Okay, Jane. Well, I will definitely. I'm going to wrap you up in some light here to just see if we can help bring you a little grounding comfort, just release some of that. I feel like you're kind of holding on for dear life right now, and it's making it so that your crown's really big and you're holding on to a lot that's not moving through you. So I'm going to fix that for you. But I think we can all definitely join you in holding space for things to get easier.
Most definitely.
Okay, I just grounded you better and pulled that crown down so that your energy can move correctly. That is a small fix, but it's a really, really important one. That
It
should help a
is.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Geraldine said exactly what I needed to hear. I've been working with Archangel Michael, but the cord cutting, I forgot about the other person. Yeah,
Yeah, I do so much attachment work, and that is one of the things that we miss a lot.
yeah. Okay, Maureen said, would love some insight with our 3-year-old chocolate lab whiskey. Came home from being away after 10 days, took urine specimen to the vet, came back with blood, urine and antibiotics started. Oh, poor baby has just been dragging. Poor whiskey. And today I came back positive for strep. Oh,
Dang
I'm sorry,
it.
Maureen. Dang it. Whiskey. I think whiskey's going to be okay. I feel like she's got an infection. It's just going to need some good antibiotics and maybe more than one round. But I'm so sorry that you've got strep too. My goodness, you've got enough on your plate. But maybe this is just an opportunity for you and whiskey to curl up and convalesce
Get some rest.
together.
That's what it feels
Yeah.
like to me.
Uh-huh. Yep. Taylor said I'm struggling with job stuff and financially. Need to figure out what I need to do, but I'm also not feeling confident in myself or even know what it is I should do career-wise. Need some good energy. Okay.
Definitely.
Taylor, that's it feels to me like there's ways that multiple directions that you could go that would be useful for you, but that you really need to also steer yourself towards something that you enjoy. I feel like a lot of people, you're just kind of being pushed towards, well, here's where you could make more money, here's where you could make money, but that's not really enough. You've got to also like it,
Right.
or
I also think, Taylor, you need to make a list of all of the skills that you have. You have many skills. And
mhm,
I think that that gets discounted. And I feel like making a list of all of the things that you're good at, including talking to people, being personable, you know, solving problems, it skills like computer or whatever, but then also just your own personal skills, what the things that you're good at. You need to remind yourself because you I feel this energy about you that you're like, I'm not really good at anything. It's not true. You're good at a lot of things, but you need to remind yourself, maybe even ask somebody to help you make the list who could
mhm,
tell you some things that they know you're good at.
mhm. Yep, yep. So good, Taylor. Taylor, I feel like actually you're going to open up here some by the end of the year into doing something that you really like, that you're great at. You remind yourself that an employer would be lucky to have you because they would. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Okay. Oh, Smiling said, oh, she's in Blackfoot. Where do I go
Oh,
to get obsidian?
smiling. I
Uh,
didn't realize you were local.
yeah, up above Green Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
Come up our way and go up above Green Canyon, up past Green Canyon, up into the mountains up in there, like up above, up near Moody. There's obsidian everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or up in Island Park, go up the
Yes.
road to Two Top. If you look it up, it'll tell you. You turn off at Meadow
Mhm.
Creek. You go down to Meadow Creek and then you go up the mountain. But if you
Hmm.
just look it up, I think you can probably GPS it. Go up to top, and a lot of times that road we have stopped and picked up obsidian just on the side of the road.
Yeah. Yep. There's a
Now
bunch
there's
up
bears
there.
up there, so be careful.
Yeah. There's a chrysocolla mine up there too, and do not go up to it
Oh
because
my gosh,
that's the most terrifying drive I've ever been on in my life.
there's no
I
way
had
to
to.
turn around.
No.
We learned the very hard way.
Oh, I've never been more scared in the car
Mm-mm.
ever.
No, it was awful.
Okay, let's see. Oh, Maureen said pelvic floor PT is a godsend. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let's
Looks like
see.
Crystal got me the initials of the person.
Oh, yeah,
So I
JB.
will do that cord clearing for you right now, Crystal. Okay.
Uh, yeah, Kev was just asking, how do you do that? Do you want to talk through it?
I can. I mean, it's an energy healing skill, and so it depends on if you kind of have the foundation. But Crystal, I can feel attachments from this person in your heart and in your throat. They're coming from them. Your cords are gone. You have cleared your stuff, but you've
Hmm.
got cords from that person in your throat and in your heart. And in my mind's eye, I just unplug them. It's like unplugging an extension cord from the wall or whatever.
Hmm.
So I unplug them and then I drop them down into a vortex of white light to heal those cords because we want that energy to be healed. We're going to return it to the other person because it belongs to them. And that's why it makes relationship stuff really confusing, is because that becomes this pipeline of emotional energy where you feel the other person all the time, and it makes it very confusing and difficult to separate from someone that you don't want to be with.
Hmm.
And so Crystal, I literally feel like a chokehold on my throat, and I have pain in my heart. I'm a physical empath, so I feel in my physical body what's going on in your energy body. So I've just removed those cords. I've healed them. I've sent them back so that they reabsorb into the other person's energy body as they should. And now I'm just doing some repair work in your heart and your throat, where those cords have done you some damage. But you've done your work. This was the other person. And that's the thing you have to realize, is that particularly if the other person doesn't want to let go of you, or if they don't really know anything about the energy body, they'll never release the cords.
Hmm.
So I'm just going to continue for a second here doing a little extra work on your crystal. But those cords are released. So you should feel the intensity of energy that you've been feeling about this other person is going to dissipate. So if you want to go on, I'll just
Okay,
finish up with
sure.
crystal.
Okay. Oh, Smiling said she knows where Green Canyon is, but never heard of Moody. They're kind of adjacent, but Green Canyon really is. That's a good spot for it. You can find
Hmm.
lavender obsidian up in Green Canyon too.
Yeah, you can.
We happened upon some a few years ago, and it was like the most amazing find we'd ever finded.
Yes, it was. And it was like in the
Yeah.
road. We were digging it out of the road. It was
Yeah,
great.
just shards of it out of the middle of the road. It was crazy. Yeah. Amy said, family time is very important to me, and with the funeral services, you are always on call. Will I be able to find a job that will allow me to have the amount of family time I need? I feel like that's true, Amy. I feel like that you'll find a place that you can balance on call time with family time, and that basically, here's what I feel like. I feel like you're going to find multiple places that are in desperate need of help and will take what they can get from you, but you'll have to keep really good boundaries and be clear.
Hmm.
This is how much time I have. This is how much, what I can do, and that they'll take what they can get. So you'll have to keep your boundaries strong and not let them stomp all over you. But yeah, I do feel like you'll find a job that gives you still the freedom that you need for family time. Yeah, that's a great idea. Jane said she would invite Lynn to give her dog rescue remedy, the pet
Oh, yes.
rescue remedy. Excellent, excellent suggestion. Yes, Crystal said brilliant. Thank you. Jane said she wants to go dig crystals with us. I want to go dig crystals with us. It's been a
I
hot
know
minute.
we haven't done enough. We haven't done enough of it.
I know. I'd really like to get back up to Crystal Park, Montana this fall, but I just don't know. Actually, we really want to go just gather on the banks of the Yellowstone River. That's our hope this fall is to get up there before the snow flies and gather stones up there, huh? So
Yeah, definitely.
The Yellowstone is full of agates and so much petrified wood. The petrified wood, a lot of it is palm wood because it was tropical there once upon a extremely long time ago. And Scott
Yeah.
gathered some really cool
Oh gosh.
palm wood specimens earlier this year and tumbled them, and they're gorgeous. So that's what we want to do. Yeah. Oh yeah, Maureen's daughter Meg is applying to Doctor of Osteopathic Med School. Will she be accepted in New Jersey? I think she will, Maureen. I
I
feel
do
like she's
too.
built some contacts there that are going to help go to bat for her and give her some great referrals, and I think she will. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Hey,
awesome. It does feel
Catherine.
really good.
Yeah. Geraldine said she remembers when you took off, oh, a weird emotional attachment off her back in 2017. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sherry said, have you ever had to clear out native medicine on someone?
No,
Mm-mm. No, but
I
I
haven't.
have occasionally come across people that have had things like Santeria, and I don't want to dog
Mhm.
on Santeria, but so I had some
But like
clients,
curse type,
yeah, curse type.
intentional things. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. We had, oh my goodness, we had a man that his mom was going to like witch doctors and having spells put on him and on his girlfriend to try to make them break up and try to make him move home to another state. And there was
There's
some
some ugly stuff.
crazy shit happening in their house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We ended up out there twice doing work on that, and I've never seen anything like it. Yeah.
No. Yeah, it was scary.
Hmm. So I guess yes and no.
I'm
But
not sure
yeah.
what you mean by native
Yeah.
medicine, Sherry. If you're talking about like Indigenous Americans or
It's just but that is, yeah, the witch doctor stuff, that's stuff that
it was scary.
happens.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, Taylor said your response was moving me to thank you. Taking that advice about writing things out, good energy felt. Wonderful. Cranky's still struggling with confidence with people. I think we can all get behind throwing a little extra boost your way. And also,
Yes,
Cranky, I think I can speak for all of us when I say you are a beautiful part of our community here, and you have been for quite some time. Uh, you deserve that credit and that confidence. You're a neat person. You're a
yes,
neat
you are.
person, and I feel
And
like
you're a
you've had,
unique person.
yeah, yeah, and that's a thing to celebrate.
It is, but I think that makes it harder to feel like feel okay with people if you are a unique person.
Hmm.
We definitely experience this here where we live because we are very different from the people we live around.
Hmm. Yes. Yep. Oh, Amy said, my husband's grandmother was Cherokee. He grew up with native medicine. He still never gets sick. There's something to it. Well,
Mhm. Well, there is. And I honestly, I've never seen anything negative from native um, energy work and medicine
I
and
haven't
stuff. I've never
either.
seen that harm anybody.
And maybe it's there. I've never experienced it, but oh my goodness, I've definitely seen it from other,
Yeah.
other disciplines. Whew. But yeah. Okay.
Cranky, you
Alrighty.
are
Well,
not a fool. You are not. You are one of the most down to earth, level headed people I know on this show. And
mm-hmm.
well, and in lots of places. It's just that not everybody else is like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. You've just had people around you that didn't get you and let
Yeah.
you think that there was something wrong with you. But fuck those guys.
Yeah. And yes, Jane is right. We love your name.
Absolutely.
Cranky Babushka. I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's right. We love Cranky just as she is. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I'm going to close with a meme that Kristi sent me today that I think
Oh yeah.
applies to many of us, and I'm still laughing about it. So I'm going to tell you what it says. Me to my kids. You is smart. You is kind. You is important. You is too loud. You is aging me. You is expensive.
Yes, all of the above.
Oh, that totally cracks me up. Oh my hell. Anyway, yeah, kind of feel that way about myself as well. I'm definitely aging me, and I am
Hmm.
expensive.
True, true.
Yep. Alrighty, guys. Well, I think we have got to go. So, happy new moon. Hopefully it's treating you well. This full moon, new moon cycle has not been particularly kind, but the good news is Mercury goes direct tomorrow. It's also been a bit of an asshole. So, good things to come. We're going to look forward to
Yes.
this weekend lightening up a little bit, taking some of the pressure off. We're going to
Hmm.
take it. This Virgo new moon has been tricky for sure. I'm with you, Jane. They've both kind of been jerks. So, whew, we'll hold space for better things. Christy's cat's been playing the piano just to make sure that we're like geared up for
I
it.
know. I don't know what the hell's going on out there, but she's all over it.
That's right. Well, they're just serenading that new moon in. So here we go.
Right?
All righty, guys. Thanks so much for being here. We will be back. Now, no psychic hour next week because we will be on our way to Halloween Town,
Yes.
but we'll
We'll
be
have a
back
lot
the
of fun
next week
stories for you.
to tell you
Hmm.
all about it. Yep.
Yes, we will.
All righty, guys. Take care. Thanks for being here. Please take good care of yourselves. You deserve it. This has been yet another production of the Psychic Hour.
Bye, everybody.